Hello, my friends. I wanted to talk to you about how not to drink. Now, if you're planning on showing this video to somebody, excuse me, because you care about them and you think that they should learn how not to drink, forget it. Because nobody's going to quit drinking unless they want to. So this has to be for somebody that wants to quit drinking. And I can only tell you what has worked for me. I can't tell you how it'll work for you. I can tell you what worked for me. Maybe I should tell you a little bit about what happened to me. I got a second drunk driving ticket, and I got court ordered to attend counseling. And I was really ticked off because I thought, how can they tell me that I have to go to counseling because I got a drunk driving ticket? The two don't even make any sense to go together. Anyway, so I went to counseling, and many times in my life, in the morning, I would go, oh my God, I got to quit this. And then I would reason out something that made sense to my brain that told me that it wasn't that bad, and I would drink again. And I have to say that I was a totally delightful person when I was drunk. No, I got pretty weird, but for the most part, I really thought that most people were closed-minded asses and didn't know what they were talking about, and they were just trying to spoil my party. But so anyway, I decided to listen to what they were saying in counseling, because another part of what they made us do was go and listen to these two men speak. And they touched me because they were speaking very honestly. And then at counseling, they recommended going to AA. So I went to AA, and I felt like everybody there was totally weird, and I didn't belong there. But I had decided that I would try for a week or two to quit drinking. So then in AA, they recommend that you get a sponsor. And I had been to AA before, and the sponsor that I had was somebody that I didn't really like, and I wasn't really that interested in quitting drinking at the time. So I made up a lot of excuses about what I didn't like about it, and I left there and I continued to drink. But this time I decided that I would try it. You know, what's it going to hurt? I can always drink again anytime. So I found a sponsor that was a pretty strong person, and I was petrified. And she invited me over to her house, and we started going through the Big Book, which is a book that AA uses. And one of the things that you're asked to do is to admit that you're powerless over alcohol, which I didn't really want to admit that because I didn't think that was true. And you're supposed to ask your higher power for help. Well, I thought it was all BS, basically. But it was recommended that you get down on your knees and ask for help. And my theory about that whole thing was that I like that poem about that I would rather be standing than on my knees and serving. So that was like one of my life philosophies. I didn't want to be on my knees serving anything or anybody. But I decided to try it because what the hell? I tried a lot of things in my life. Why not try that? And when I got on my knees and asked for help, something happened that was different. And I don't remember everything, but something happened. Something changed. And then I kept following through with going to AA, and of course I had to follow through with counseling so I could get my driver's license back, which was like my main objective, was to follow through with the counseling and get my driver's license back. And it just so happened that I had a counselor that I really liked. One of the things that she recommended is that the person who's the counselor have gone through the same steps that they are recommending to people. So I had some respect for her. So anyway, I learned a lot of things in AA, and I met a lot of people, and I found out a lot of things, such as I'm not as unique as I think I am. Almost everybody in AA, no matter what they were doing, had the same kind of stories, and the same things happened to them, basically, where, maybe doing shots was a bad idea, so you didn't do shots. Not eating, or, whatever. You come up with ideas that, okay, well, next time I'll do it differently. But it's still leading to the same thing where you're drinking or doing drugs, or drinking and doing drugs, or whatever. And I'd like to tell a lot of people that when you go to AA, you'll see a lot of people that you think are strange or weird. But in all honesty, if you look at them and you were drinking or doing drugs, sooner or later you would probably end up having sex with them, because that's what drinking and doing drugs leads to, sooner or later. Whether you like the people or not, because you're trying to prove something about yourself, to yourself, about how hot and brilliant and whatever you are. And of course you think everybody thinks that you're hot and brilliant and fabulous. And if you're hanging out with people that are drinking and doing drugs, they're trying to do the same thing. So there's a little competition there about who's the hottest. And a lot of games and manipulation and all sorts of other crap going on. So anyway, back to what is a good way to not drink. Well, the best way I found out is to not go to places where they're serving alcohol. So like say New Year's is coming up, you don't want to drink. Well, first of all, don't go to the bar if you don't want to drink. Because no matter what you think, that alcohol is sly and tricky, and it will tell you that, one's not going to hurt. And then 2 weeks later, you'll find yourself waking up in jail or some baloney. And then the friends. Now, if you've been hanging out with friends that like to drink, they're going to try to talk you into drinking too, because that's what alcohol does. Alcohol doesn't care about people. It's an addiction, and addiction works with caring about itself, and it just wants to be fed. It doesn't care about your family. It doesn't care about anything. And believe me, if your friends are talking to you about drinking and they want you to drink and you don't want to, those aren't the people you should be hanging out with, because you'll drink. And the odd thing is that if you quit hanging out with them, you're not going to miss out on a thing. And the other thing is, they're not going to miss you either. They're going to tell you they're going to miss you. They're going to beg you to come hang out with them. But they don't miss you. They're too busy doing whatever it is that you were doing, which is really not giving a shit. So, don't go to where the alcohol is served. Don't hang out with people that are going to drink. Don't buy alcohol. And then what did I do to keep me from wanting it? Because the odd thing is that it's very obsessive, and we just keep thinking about it over and over and over. So I found myself, this worked for me very well. Whatever it was that I was doing, I would repeat it. I was retraining my brain. So when I'm doing the dishes, I would say, I'm doing the dishes, I'm doing the dishes, I'm doing the dishes. Instead of letting my brain wander off to how wonderful it would be to have a drink, or how sad I was that my boyfriend wasn't with me, or how many bills I had to pay. Just, I'm doing the dishes, I'm doing the dishes, and then on to the next thing. I'm driving my car, I'm driving my car, I'm going to work, I'm getting ready for bed, I'm combing my hair, I'm combing my hair, I'm getting this, I'm doing that. Whatever I was doing, repeating it over and over and over. And when I did that for a few months, a totally strange thing happened. For the first time, when I was sitting outside one day, my brain wasn't doing that obsessive thinking. It was clean. Something happened. It got retrained. It was wonderful. It was amazing. So I can't tell you what will work for you. I can't, because you're a different person than I am. But I can tell you what worked for me, and I can tell you what worked for a lot of people. But I know dang well that if you drink a lot, which to me is, if you drink even one drink a day, or if you drink more than one drink at a time, or anything else, any other kind of drugs or whatever. I'm sorry, I had to reposition myself. I was sitting on my leg. That there could be an issue, maybe. What I have found is that without drinking, and with some of the tools that I learned from AA, because you have to retrain your brain about everything, that I have been happier than I've ever been in my life. Ever. And I didn't quit drinking until I was 50, and now I'm 61. And my life has been so much better. Everything's better. Every single thing is better, and I'm a happier person than I ever was in my life, than I ever imagined. And if you could possibly try it for a little bit, and then getting some support from a group such as AA. It's free. AA is free. It's not like counseling where they charge you any money. Counseling, sometimes you'll find that there's people that are counselors who haven't ever gone through. They don't even know what they're talking about. They're just something they learned in a book. So that's not very reliable compared to AA is people that have used and how they got through it, and they've experienced all the things that you'll experience, because believe me, it is a trip. Getting sober is a trip, mentally and emotionally and in every aspect of your life. It's so bizarre, and so it's nice to have the support of people that have gone through it and that are happy also, because it's encouraging. And if you do drink or use any kind of substances when you're trying to quit, you can try to stop again. It's not any problem. It doesn't mean that you're a low life. It just means that you're an addict, which I believe there's an awful lot of people that are addicts. I'm a professional person, and the thing is that a lot of people think that if you're an addict, you like live under the viaducts or something. But many, many, many professional people are addicts, And if you're alive, you're blessed, because it takes a lot of people's lives, and it hurts a lot of people that aren't addicts, that are in relationships with or know people that are addicts. It's a sly, sneaky snake. One of the sayings I like from AA is, oh, now I can't remember. The drink buys a man a drink. The drink buys a drink a drink. No, that's not it. I don't remember. But it will take you. It will take you. And if you try to escape it, it will fight to keep you and to get you back. And so if you don't like to be controlled, if you want your freedom, try to go to AA. And again, even if you drink next week, if you try not to for one day, it doesn't hurt a thing. Nobody's going to miss you at the party, believe me. If they're all drinking and using drugs at the party, you are not going to be missed. And you are not going to miss anything. Okay, so other things that I did was, if you have a car and you have the money to afford this, I drove around a lot. I found almost all music would make me think about some baloney that was involved with drinking or using drugs, because that's what I did most of my life. So I had to drive around and not listen to any music. Except for I found music without words. New age music went really well with driving. And then I used to walk around a lot. Oh my God, I'd drive somewhere and walk around through the woods, and found things that I never even knew that were near my house that I never had any idea were even there. And then I started carrying a camera with me because I was fascinated with the things that were there in the woods or behind stuff, and it was amazing. And I found sometimes I would just make a date with myself and take a bath for a long time, and then just enjoy that moment of taking a bath without going anywhere, instead of taking a bath to go to the bar or something like that. I like to read, so I found some fascinating books that I never I never had the time for, and would lay in bed and read and laugh my head off. I found games on the computer that took my thoughts away of all sorts of things, because I was so involved with the games. Really important for a little bit. AA meetings they have every day. If you live in a big city, they're many times during the day. They're wonderful. And you can always volunteer yourself. Oh my God, there's so many places that need you. People that need you, really need you. Just to do little things. Sweep their sidewalk, buy their groceries. I mean, with their money, but go and get their groceries for them. There's so many things that people need around us. Even just talking. People need company. People are lonely. But when I was drinking, the only way that I would feel comfortable talking to people was drinking. If we weren't drinking, there wasn't anywhere I could go with the conversation, because I didn't feel comfortable. And I still don't feel comfortable completely, but I do it anyway. It got better. Everything got better. So maybe I'll do a few more of these, because there's probably somebody who wants to hear it. All right. I'm grateful for you, and I'm here at your service. And you're okay. Really, you're okay, and you're loved. Bye-bye for now.